Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina, and the Wolfpack is gathering and starting to howl in Carter Finley Stadium as they are ready to see NC State go to work. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we'll see, the South Carolina Gamecocks taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the NC State Wolfpack. 48 Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Gamecocks will boot it away to start the game. He'll bring it out. It's Walters. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The offense lining up for a first down play. Wide receiver shows motion. Snagged in the middle. It's Hall.
Love the play call on the RPO. That time the defender bites on the run fake, and that opens up the window for the slant coming in behind it. Nice job.
Now on second down. Running back searching for a hole. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it'll be hard to stop.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. The sure hands, it's McCray. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So a nice job by the offensive coordinator, giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and something that he knows he can complete.
Looking at a second and short now. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, third, fourth quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
They'll snap it from the 48 on third and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He'll ride his man on the option. He'll pitch it. At the 20, he's got space. Almost took it all the way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up first and goal.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, North Carolina State!
I really like that drive for this offense. Putting last week behind them, putting the drive together, showing some explosiveness. This offense really put last week behind them. The poor performance last week, starting off with a bang here today.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be brought down. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Using his legs, it's Spatonio. Weaves his way ahead and gets 5 out to the 18-yard line.
Sometimes in your playbook, you have run plays that are called run-it runs. You leave the play on no matter what look the defense gives you. That time the defense was blitzing, but they just kept the play on. That is an attitude-type run that you can run into any kind of look, and it paid off for him.
He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Fires on the move. Got his man on the right. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. The give to the back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
They feed him again. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. Lining up, trying to convert this 3rd and short from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Zings it complete to the right. Good tackle there to stop him short of the 1st down. It'll bring up a big decision.
Hey, really nice job on defense, too. Understanding the situation. It's 3rd down. We're fine giving up completions right there. We're not giving up the 1st down. We're keeping the football and the ball carrier in front of us, and we're tackling the catch. Awesome job, and now you've set up 4th down.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. So they'll decline the penalty, pleased with the results of that last play. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. The give to the tailback. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get 1st downs, and ultimately get some points.
They'll run play action. Unloads to the right. Got him downfield. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. He'll pick up 3 before he's downed at the 6. Now on 2nd and goal. Fast motion from the offense. Grab behind the line. It's Aerosmith. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Washington State answered the bell away from Pullman today with an impressive victory. The Cougars knew the challenges awaiting them, and they met them head-on. Generally the mark of a really good team. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Takes the handoff. It's Spatonio. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. They get him stopped at the 32. That's a gain of 4.
Listen, I know that's not a huge gain, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth-quarter game.
And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
Defense did a great job. 30 short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball and force the incompletion.
The offense stays on the field. Maybe they'll try to make the defense jump. They also might try to run it ahead for 1 yard. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And it's incomplete, and this defense makes a fourth down stop.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, we live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point in going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
Quarterback on the keeper. And the ball's loose in the backfield. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Looking to go up top on first down. It falls incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the period. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. He'll try to do it himself. At midfield, he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. It's caught downfield. And a sweet catch on a nice gain gets it down to the 30-yard line. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Finds his big tight end. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. The Gamecocks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Yeah, and those corner routes are tough to throw for an offense. You try to force it, in between coverage a lot of times, and you can tell it's great defense. Nice job getting a hand in the air, getting it on the football, and making sure that receiver can't make a play.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. The aerial assault continues. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And 3rd and long, everybody is pinning their ears back, coming after the quarterback. You try to throw screens behind those. Sometimes they're very successful, but this time, the defense played it great, and the play went nowhere.
Well, they haven't been able to get it done on 4th down so far today. They've missed on their first 2 attempts. Is the 3rd time the charm. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
So I love the play call by the defense there on 4th down. They were expecting pass. They didn't decide to just lay back and play zone coverage. They were going to dial up the pressure, they bring the blitz, and they just overwhelmed the offensive line and anyone else trying to protect that quarterback. He had no shot.
They're trying to get to it. Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
And the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page on that last play. Timing has got to be so critical, especially when you're throwing to the perimeter of the field, and he just didn't have it there.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. He wants to pass it on second down. Pulls it in. It's Hall. They get him down after he makes the catch.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Well, that's kind of the advantage of third and medium, right? Is the defense, you keep them guessing. You can throw it, you can run it. That time they hand it off, and they pick it up.
And you can see the D drop back a little bit. It creates a little bit of space. The running back blasts through, gets the first down.
Gets rid of it. And the completion to the sideline. A solid pickup, but not enough for the first down.
He's just got a knack. I mean, he just finds his way out of things and scrambles outside the pocket and then makes plays, gets completions. It's just so frustrating for a defense to try to bottle a guy up like this with so much talent.
Looking to pass on second down. Quarterback now breaking the field. Oh, he's going backwards, in trouble, and down he goes. A tremendous loss.
Yeah, and that's back-to-back games. This guy's notched a sack, starting to be a problem. A guy that's diagnosing passes, rushing the passer really, really well. This defense could use this guy's production consistently.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On third and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Got his man downfield.
I mean, the great news is he just came up with a huge completion on third down, but the bad news is you're still miles away from picking up this first because of how poor you were first and second down. Moving forward in this game, the offense has got to do a better job early in the drive to at least give them a chance to have some success.
Now the pitch. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down. In their own territory, but completely undaunted as they go for it and make it on fourth down.
Man, it's crazy. I don't even think you have a second thought anymore. Even in your own side of the field, like, what, I'm going to have bad field position? Nah, I don't really care. We're going to go for it. We're going to play the numbers. We're going to be aggressive.
He's inside the 15. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop.
And this receiver is so dangerous. There's so many different ways that he can hurt a defense. You got to throw it to him conventionally, but find creative ways to get him the football out in space and let him go to work.
Going to the running game. Knocked off his feet, but not before he picks up 6 yards down to the 10.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Wide out in motion. Receiver going for the edge on the jet sweep. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And to stop the jet sweep, you've got to be great at containing. You have to have players in the perimeter of your defense funnel the football and force it to go back inside. That time, that defense was not allowing that receiver to get outside.
They'll try the run. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and they will try to build on what has already been a dominant first-half performance. NC State will line up with a first and goal. Motion from the offense. Grabbed in the backfield. It's McCray. Touchdown, WOLFPACK. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
And after starting the season 0-1, this offense felt like they just left plays on the field in that first game. But so far today, they're taking advantage. QB's making good decisions. Guys are stepping up. They've limited the mental mistakes. They haven't turned the football over. It's a different-looking offense here in Game 2.
And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime. And the quarterback is snowed under.
And you don't want to see this trend continue. Last week he was sacked 4 times. The offensive line, this offense as a whole, needs to get in better situations, get rid of the football faster, and not keep getting their quarterback hit.
On second down, they'll take to the air. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And he'll pull it in inside the 20. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina.
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going into the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They've been the height of efficiency here in the first half, David. You've got to think they're going to try to click it right down the field here.
When you're looking at your playbook and it's worked so well in the first half, I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, Paulo, because it's been all gas.
Pollock, that's right. Strike while the iron's hot, too, before this defense gets to go in at halftime to potentially make some adjustments, show you some different looks in the second half. Whatever you've been doing, it's working. Keep it up.
He'll pitch it. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And how about the timing on that pitch?
And with that run, he goes over 100 yards. We knew coming into this game tonight, they wanted to force-feed him the football. They knew to win the game, they were going to have to establish the running game and be the more physical team in the trenches. You turn around and give this guy the ball, good things generally happen, and we've seen that over the course of this game.
And what a nice play by the DB. You have to understand, that wide receiver gets that ball back quick. It's tough to get him on the ground. Nice job getting a hold of him, getting him on the ground for no gain.
On second down, wants to throw. He's going to take off. At the 40, there he goes. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Wolfpack with a 1st and 10 here. He's going to pass. Now he's going to break the pocket. Pressure's there, and he lets it go. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he'll let it fly. They're setting up the screen. Nifty little dance step. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Fight that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch, make the run, get the first down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throwaway.
Line getting set on second down. From the gun, running back gets to give. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. They'll immediately call timeout. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. third down. He'll try to pick it up through the air. A shot toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, NC State.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing that he's going to sit down when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Looking to move it through the air. He'll off one deep down the left side. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. North Carolina State will kick it off to open the third quarter. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive. One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
Stopped after making the catch.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two box.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you've got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in the second half.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Going for it all. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. And the Gamecocks will punt it away on fourth down. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. Makes the catch. Wants to make a move upfield. Makes a move. They were playing with fire on that return, and he got loose for a good return of better than 30 yards. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Caught in the backfield, it's Harrisman. Finds a crease at the 20. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
It's amazing in college football, the tight end position and how much has changed. Back in the day, you're a blocking guy, maybe you catch a flat route. Today, these guys have athleticism, and you just saw it from that dude after the catch on that last one.
They'll use the running game on first and goal. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Touchdown, North Carolina State! And the punishment has been extended.
drive, you start to get excited. You start to think about the bounce back from a week ago. Went on the road, tough loss. You get to come back home, and this team has really been a different team today. Nice performance after a heartbreaking loss last week.
And he's coming out of the end zone. He's not going to make it to the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 17. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful.
He's got it down the right side. And he's running in the open. Touchdown, Gamecocks. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And you can tell he trusts his big tight end. Air the football way down the field. Treat him like a wide receiver because you know he's going to go up, make the big play, get you in the end zone, score a touchdown.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Toledo was able to cap off a close one inside the Glass Bowl with a narrow victory. And that's the mark of a solid program. Iowa wins build on games like these and remain focused on the big picture. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Gets him on the ground at the 31, but a nice pickup of 15 yards there.
This offense all game long has been running really well, and I'm really impressed by how well they've recruited at the running back position. They've got some dynamic players coming into the game at different points, spelling each other, keeping each other fresh.
What a snag by the defense. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
Man, that is how you get it done as a defense when you're playing cover one. Like, you got the middle of the field safety, but everybody else is manning up. Nice job running with this guy, seeing the football, breaking on it, making the interception, making the big play for this defense.
They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Moving into scoring territory at the 36 on first down. He wants to throw. And he makes the catch, but he can't stay in bounds. That'll be incomplete.
Well, he was trying to get his feet down. You saw a little toe tap action there, but ultimately it ends up being an incompletion.
The incompletion leads to 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. He was running through tackles and picked up the first down and finally got knocked down. The Gamecocks are flying down the field. Leaves it with the back. Got enough space, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Gamecocks! Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is good, but they still trail 35-21. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the score came on an impressive run from the 20. And he's going to bring it out. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. North Carolina State has it back on the offense, headed to the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, I wish I'd have played with you.
Oh, look out! Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
This guy just gives you nightmares. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
That's a way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Quick strike complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
That play was designed to go to the running back. They were hoping they were going to get man coverage. And one-on-one, that back is going to win that matchup every single time.
Wide receiver shows motion. The give to the back. Discards a man. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
They'll throw it on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Well, on offense, no doubt, right? You've had success. You're throwing some tutties. Why not keep throwing it? They're going to keep being aggressive. You're going to have to do a better job, though, keeping this quarterback standing up.
Works the middle of the field.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Working the middle of the field, he knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
Let's see if the defense comes after them. Third and short from the 45. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Little punch pass to the receiver. He'll be stopped short, picks up one, but they're facing 4th and 1. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. On 4th down, trying to find his man. He's going to run it. They make the stop, but he knew exactly how much he needed and where he needed to get for that first down.
He's got such good awareness in the pocket. He does a good job of feeling the rush, and you know it's a pass, and you want to keep your eyes downfield, but he sees an opening, and if he sees an opening, he's got the ability to go get it and get a first down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
That's reeled in. It's McCray. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. Trying to pick up a first down. Fast motion from the offense. Catch in the middle. It's Hall. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with the big lead, he's still taking shots.
Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see him develop in the middle. And you could tell they had keys on the tight end. He wasn't going anywhere after he caught that football.
Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal.
Yeah, and if this offense can keep that rolling, if they can keep the physical ground game and continue to add these plays up as they go along, long drives, eat the clock with the lead.
Touchdown, Wolfpack! And they take it in for 6 more points. a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. They're just about ready to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. From the gun to give, looking for room. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Quarterback on the move, still looking. And it's caught inside the 30. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. This offense always looking for those big, explosive plays, and now they've got it just inside the 30. And off from the shotgun. They'll pull him down after a pickup of 5 down to the 23.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple of carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest, pound that rock.
Trying to make magic with his feet. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
Man, how tough is this guy to defend? He drops back, everything tells you pass, and then he scrambles and gets the first down. Just so hard to defend.
And the Gamecocks are marching down the field. Takes a snap, wants to throw. He's got it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina.
This guy is officially a problem. His second receiving touchdown of the game. Nice job by the offense. Dude, if I've got a matchup I like, continue to pick at it until they stop it.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Texas Tech was all gas and no brakes in one of the more convincing wins we'll see this week. The type of performance Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree used to deliver in that memorable 11-win season of 2008. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. On the move at the 30. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
And it's just really nice to have an offense where you can control the ground game and keep that clock ticking. Right now, in these 4-minute situations, when you have the lead, this is exactly what you practice, being more physical and running the football.
Grabbed behind the line. It's McCray. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
An outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now, late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the day.
And he dropped it. Incomplete pass in what would have been a huge gain. No defender anywhere around, and he just flat dropped it. Offense gets set for second down. He'll do it himself. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
And with a lead like they have here in the fourth quarter, no question this offense is going to continue trying to pound the rock. They're going to run the football and try to ice this game.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Getting some heat. Hit as he throws. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
Unloads to the wideout. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
I think that might be the very definition of just trying to rub salt in the wound, right? You got the lead, multiple possessions, you're looking really, really good, late in the ball game, and you go for it again. So you're just trying to, listen, it's their job to stop you. I like the offense doing what they do. Forget your defense, get a stop. That's your job, and you did it.
They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33. Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Trying to get to it. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And the defense just gets their 4th sack of the day. And guess what? This offensive line, they gave up 4 last week too. So you need some consistency up front. Make sure you protect that QB that can make those big plays for you.
And they fail to hook up on 3rd down.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set with the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Fires into traffic, it's picked off. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You've got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. Pocket starts to collapse. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell, ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go. Hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
NC State at the line with a 1st and 10. They'll run it. They want to take their time here.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
Now the play fake. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. And the quick shuffle pass. Strikes the blow. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Headed to the end zone, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, WOLFPACK.
And this offense has had a good day, and more importantly, this team responded from last week. 0-1, didn't look good to start the season, bouncing back, getting a convincing victory. Nice job by this team handling adversity early in the season.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, just to go.
And it's picked off. Got room on the return. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Man, this defense did a perfect job understanding the situation. You know you got the lead. You know they're going to be passing. And you come after the quarterback, get the big hit. You get pressure on the quarterback, good things happen, and they make the big INT.
And the pass is incomplete, but there is a flag down on the play. Let's see what that's about. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts that they will take the penalty. On first down, here comes this offense. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
He'll pull it down and run. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Man, that used to just drive me nuts. I couldn't stand that. The quarterback drops back the pass, scrambles around. You got me chasing you all over the field, getting close to the sideline. Stay in bounds. Please stay in bounds. Let me get a little bit of a reward for all my running so I can just put some kind of hit on you. Nope. Steps out of bounds.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, this guy's been eating them alive all game long. Finally, though, David, you wonder if the defense has been able to make some adjustments, find something positive to help slow this guy down.
Hey, baby steps, right? That's a tackle for a loss. I know he's got over $100 on the game, but this defense is definitely going to have to be more aggressive, commit more guys to stopping that bad man.
Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They'll run it from the gun. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. And they don't have to go for a touchdown here with this little time left and with the lead, but they might anyway. He's looking to pass. Touchdown, NC State! And the pummeling has started. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. The offense will quickly use the timeout. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll call for the fair catch here. One more play to pad the stats. These DBs going to give a little cushion. Coming after it. Blasted as he lets it go. Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Outplayed their opponent and took care of business.
Yeah, total domination in all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, and special teams. This team came ready to play, and man, it was pedal to the metal right from the opening kickoff.
And that's how you like it. Forget the close games, forget the heartbreakers, this play could decide it. Just frying pan, meat, face, ball game over.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.